Good morning, everybody. It's time for STEM with Millie. We finally got over our technology issues, and I think everything should be going in order. Let's say good morning to the queen herself. Come on, madam. Time to go to work. What? You're shy all of a sudden? Come on, let's show the kids. Say good morning. Let's see what we've got on the table today. All right. We've got our caterpillars who have changed. And we've got our book. And we've got my very special science puppet. So, anything you want to check out? Oh, and our garden journal, of course. All right, well, you're going to have to move because I need to start reading. Thank you. All right. Let me push this stuff aside. Waiting for Wings by Lois Ehlert. And you can see we've got some butterfly eggs hiding on some of the plants. Out in the fields, eggs are hidden from view, clinging to leaves with butterfly glue. Soon caterpillars hatch, they creep and chew. Each one knows what it must do. Find a place where the winds won't blow. Then make a case in which to grow. Body and wings take shape within. When it's time, each case is torn. Wings unfold, new butterflies are born. They pump their wings, get ready to fly. Then hungry butterflies head for the sky, looking for flowers with nectar to eat. They catch a whiff of something sweet. They follow that fragrant scent of perfume until they find our garden bloom. We've been waiting for wings. We watch them circle, land on their feet, unroll their tongues and begin to eat. They dip and sip, then fly away back home to the fields. They have eggs to lay. Right? And here are all the different varieties of butterflies with all of their parts of the life cycle. So each butterfly, each adult butterfly, has a caterpillar that matches and a chrysalis that matches, as well as a favorite host plant. That's their thing that they lay their eggs on. and also that they will eat when they're babies. So this is the monarch butterfly, right? There's the egg on the milkweed. Then it goes into a caterpillar, which is black and yellow. Then it goes into a green, sparkly green chrysalis. And then out comes this beautiful yellow and black adult butterfly. Now the tiger swallowtail is a little bit different. They lay their eggs on cherry trees. Their baby caterpillar looks like this, green with two big red spots that look like eyeballs. Their chrysalis is plain and brown with a red stripe. And this is what they look like as adults. So that's a tiger swallowtail. And this is the buckeye. And the buckeye likes to lay its eggs on plantain leaves. The caterpillar looks like this little spiky dude here. And the chrysalis looks like a dead leaf. And out comes the buckeye, which has these big eye prints. And the last one we're going to take a look at is the butterfly that we're growing, the painted lady. So the painted lady likes to lay her eggs on thistle. And then we know what those caterpillars look like, right? Because we have them in our jar. And we're going to take a look at their chrysalises today. They're pretty much plain and brown. And then out of that comes this orange and black butterfly. So a lot of people think that the painted lady is a monarch. It's much smaller. That's the monarch. But they do something tricky. The monarch eats this poisonous plant, which makes it taste yucky to birds. And the painted lady has things that make it look similar, right? It's got the same colors, the same white spots. So from far away, birds will think, uh-oh, we don't want to go near that. So even though the painted lady is not poisonous, if you're looking at it at a glance, it tricks the birds. So these insects can be pretty sneaky. So before we get to what is going on in the jar, tell me, what do we mean by metamorphosis? Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis. What do we mean by metamorphosis? Metamorphosis. We have an egg that changes into a larva. The larva changes into a pupa. The pupa changes till it's a butterfly at last. Oh, tell me, what do we mean by metamorphosis? Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis. Oh, what do we mean by metamorphosis? Metamorphosis. We have an egg that changes into a larva. The larva changes into a pupa. The pupa changes till it's a butterfly at last. Oh, tell me, what do we mean by metamorphosis? Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis. What do we mean by metamorphosis? Metamorphosis. See how they're going up and down now? I think that's a sign that they're getting ready to make their chrysalis stage. So maybe in a day or two, they'll start to go into stage 3. Okay, So today we're going to talk about the third stage of the caterpillar life cycle. So stage 1 is when it's a tiny egg. Stage 2 is when it gets its legs and it's a caterpillar or a larva. Today we're going to talk about stage 3. This is called the pupa. And basically what ends up happening is the caterpillar goes and hangs upside down for a few days, and the skin on the outside changes. It gets hard and it almost makes like a little package. Some people get confused and think that it's a cocoon. A moth who spins thread and silk does the same thing, but it wraps itself up in thread. That's a cocoon. A chrysalis is when the skin just gets hard and calloused and changes. So that's what our butterflies do. Usually moths make cocoons and caterpillars make chrysalises. But inside is what we call a pupa. And inside the body is changing. The sticky legs are getting sucked into the body, and the wings are growing out. And when it comes time to break out of this chrysalis, which normally is hanging like this, it will be a butterfly. So we have to be very gentle, we have our caterpillars, which have changed. And you can see already they're starting to change, because one of the other things that's changing inside the chrysalis is they're changing color as well. So this is going to be some of that color that they are making as they go from that little fuzzy black caterpillar into a butterfly. So going to be very delicate, because these guys looks like they're sleeping, but inside they're actually going through a lot of changes. You see those little sparkly, like that little sparkly bit? That's going to be their wings. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that have made the transition. The other 2, they didn't make it. I think there was a problem with someone here and they didn't attach properly. It looks like there was a little hole that was made. Something went wrong. Now, if as they get older, as more days pass, right before they're ready to come out of their chrysalis, you'll see them start to jump around and wiggle. And that's how we will know that it will be time for them to come on out. Now I've gone and made them a little terrarium, and normally I would put them in a butterfly house that has a lot of room for them to fly around in. But since we are not at the school, I don't really need to hang on to them. So pretty much as soon as they are out of their chrysalises, they're going to be set free in my garden. So I figured it would be better to have them in this, which is clear, and we can actually film them, hopefully, emerging. But normally, I would put them in my super tall butterfly home. This is not ideal. Plus, I loaned my butterfly one to my friend, Miss Christie. So what we're going to do is I put some moss and a stick in here. Just going to tape this to the side so it mimics them hanging on a leaf. See that? And so we'll watch them. This is what they look like. I think they've been like this for maybe 2 days. So maybe next week we will see some of them coming out of their chrysalis. So we're going to grab our garden journal, but I just want you to take a good look. You can sort of see these little iridescent, sparkly wings coming through the chrysalis. I'm going to take out my crayons, and we will do our garden journal. So we've had our worm, our caterpillar, and now today we're going to do our chrysalis. So I'm going to start, usually in nature they'll do this on the underside of a twig or a branch or a garden plant. Sometimes they find a big, thick, sturdy leaf. Add some leaves in there. And, you know, insects are pretty tricky. A lot of caterpillars try to disguise their chrysalises as either leaves, bits of plant, or even bird poopy. They try to make them look unappetizing so that any bird or rodent or even other insect will think, oh, that's something gross. I don't want to eat that. So, all right, Millie, are you helping? Stay out of that, please. Stay out of that. Look at this. Oh, of course. Oh, I need my brown and I need my orange. She's eating my crayons. Millie, can you not? All right, well, we're going to ignore her. She likes the orange one for some reason. So we're going to draw this chrysalis, and it sort of looks, it's got like a little pointy part. And inside, we know it's got some little orange sparklies. And we also see it's got a little black. Those are part of what that stickiness. Look at her stealing my crayon. Hey. Oh, sheesh. So inside, we've got that little butterfly. See, it's getting ready. Its wings are changing. The body, the skinny caterpillar body, is still going to be in there. And then we're just going to color this whole little package over top. And then, like we said, they like to... Nature tries to make them look super plain because they can't run away, right? A caterpillar could leave if something bad is happening, but not when they're like this. When they're changing inside here, they are very vulnerable. So nature makes them use camouflage. So the monarchs are bright green, like the plant that it lives on. This one, this painted lady, is trying to look like a twig or a stick. So we're going to write chrysalis. Okay, so we've got that k, 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 like caterpillar. C. And there's an H in there. I'll help you with that. R. It sounds like it should be an I, but we've got this silly letter Y, which really doesn't like to follow any rules. So we've got we need Chris. That one's easy, right? S, like a snake. Chris, Chrysal, L. Chrysalis. This one is the I, like iguana and igloo. I. Chrysalis. What's that ending sound? S. Chrysalis. And we know inside all those changes are happening. Let's see what Millie's doing. She's in my teaching basket. She's stolen my crayons. She's going to probably run away. If you guys want to know what my STEM lab looks like at my house, this is it. This is my classroom. And she was just over here poking around. Oh! There you are. Where did you hide that orange crayon? You want to say goodbye? Say bye, boys and girls. I love you. Mwah.